On day 9, Dr. Joe was already starting to prepare us for going back into our lives, to keep that energy that we have built up for these past 8-9 days, that we can keep it and sustain it in our lives by continuously doing the work. Because he said that the environment is really extremely seductive, and when we go back into our lives, it wants to get us back into our programs. All the people and places that we associate with, they all remember us from that level of consciousness that we were before. And when we change, there is incoherence, and either we have to be stronger than the environment and keep our energy up, or we just slowly go back into that coherence with that environment, which means we go back to our old reality. He was also speaking about forgiveness and how important it is, and he speaks about forgiveness different than most people that I've heard of, because for him, forgiveness is not like, all right, today, 12th of December or 13th of December, I forgave you, and I make a tick and it's done. Forgiveness is just when you're feeling so happy or so in love with life, like you have such an elevated emotion that you wouldn't want to lose the feeling.
For somebody else, yeah.
Yes, by being angry or envious at somebody else, or sad about somebody else, you would not want to exchange that elevated emotion with that. You would just say, I'm good. You know, I'm really good. I'm fine. And you set them free, and you set yourself free, because you want to stay in that emotional state.
That's why also one lady healed with this. She has a testimonial. She was on a stage and she was talking about how she healed her body, how she created new tissue in her body, because they operated on her and they removed part of her rectum, and she grew it back because, and when she
has the proof.
She has the proof. She has the documents,
scans, the photos, reports, everything from before and after.
I hope this testimonial will be online
soon,
because I met her in elevator, and she was looking like normal people, like us, you know. And then the most important thing, which was for her, was that she knew that she can't heal and she can't do anything, because the part of her body was removed. It was not just like it was a mistake, because the doctor removed healthy parts of the body, healthy rectum.
They were thinking that there's a cancer, but she was actually able to completely recover and heal that cancer before the surgery, but they still went on with the surgery, and they found out later that they removed healthy part of her body.
And she said it was the biggest mistake of her life, and then she was basically suicidal, and she didn't want to live because she was not able to do anything but sit on a bathroom all the time, because it was just not possible to hold in, you know. When you eat something, it goes right out. And then she said, oh my gosh, I have to forgive to that doctor. I have to love that doctor, you know, if I want to heal. And that's what she did. She basically was accepting that she's only love, and she wants to live in this love and forgiveness and these gratefulness vibrations. And she didn't want to accept that she will feel anger or hatred towards one person who did a mistake. And that's when the miracles happen. I believe that now I understand it more, the forgiveness, you know, when you have your ex-partner and he cheated on you and so on, you can feel so much hatred and so much, you know, somebody betrayed you and so on, or somebody hurted you. And what are you caught in? You are in a cage, in this cage of these dark emotions, of these heavy emotions which are harming only you. not your ex, not anybody around you, just you, your body. And you can have some problems with breathing or digestion or whatever, or serious problems, just because you're holding on to these emotions. And whatever, you know, I was thinking, I'm not going to forgive somebody who hurted me, but forgiveness is for giving to me good emotions, giving to me the ability to live in love and gratefulness. Besides that, a person hurted me, and yeah, it was hard and so on, but I am now really choosing every day, every moment, to be in gratefulness, and that's what heals the body.
And Dr. Cho also said after that testimonial, yes, she would have 1,000 reasons to not do the work, to not do the meditation. She healed at home by just doing the meditations. And
she didn't get healing.
She
didn't go to any retreat. Just to point it out, you know.
And just to imagine that somebody cuts out some healthy piece of tissue from that woman, and they find out later she would have all the reasons in the world to say that that's it. What shall I do? I can't do the meditation. Somebody did this to me. I can't change. Somebody destroyed my body forever. But she decided to be greater than her body and environment.
She said she had no other chance.
She was saying to her husband, hey, I'm ready to leave. I can't live like this. And then he was like, what do you think about doing? And she was like, I think I'll just have to grow a rectum back. And it's absolutely mind-blowing that, and this,
we have to watch this testimonial.
Yes, I really hope it will be published soon, and on Dr. Cho Dispenza's YouTube channel. And she created a new pattern in the field from which we all draw, you know, the work that all the people are doing over the years. It changes the patterns in the field and the blueprints, and when somebody has done something that used to be impossible to heal from cancer or whatever, it's already possible. It is there, and you can just simply step into this footprint.
It's like somebody healed from sickness, which was in the past. They had some diseases and people didn't heal from it, and now somebody healed, and that person healed, okay, maybe I will heal too. And there's this potential, this consciousness, there's 100 people of healing, and now it's a common cult only or something, you know. We don't know what was hundreds of years ago, but it could be this, and now it's just called common cult. And it could be this, that we believe that when we are able to live in higher vibrations, then we don't have to be sick. And we are sick only just because we lowered our frequencies, and that we are supposed to learn something more, forgive, heal, and just go our merry way again.
We were also having a short Q&A with Dr. Cho and with Dr. Hamill, which is leading the research study about the meditation participants, and that was also very interesting. They had some pre-selected questions, and one thing that Dr. Cho was saying, that the autonomic nervous system is so intelligent, the body's intelligence is just so unbelievable. Like, it can regrow tissue, it can regrow a rectum. What?
It can also
regrow an organ.
A thyroid was grown. 2 people
have regrown a thyroid, which has been removed surgically from them.
One lady grew it, and then another lady thought, I'm baby, I can do it too. But and it is true that our body is way smarter than we are.
Because the brain processes 400 billion bits of information every second, and the conscious mind can only process 2,000 bits of information. So we sometimes think that we are smarter than the body, that we can figure out how we can heal or fix some disease. So we do it with our conscious mind, instead of trusting the innate intelligence of the body. And the autonomic nervous system, which is holding all together, which is giving all the signals to the body, and is like, what is the ANS? Like the highway of the information channels, that all the information goes through the body, through the autonomic nervous system. And they were making the study to create specific proteins in a body by simply giving the meditators 5 different proteins with the structure of it. People didn't know what those proteins were, what they're for, how they look. They just had those 5 flashcards and they meditated. And in 100% of the people, they were able to signal those proteins by simply having an intention. Then they made a control study where they were having 1 real protein and 4 fake proteins which didn't exist. And in 100% of the participants, none of the proteins, not even the first real one, has been created.
Because the body said, you don't give me the correct information, I'm not going to do anything, you know?
Yes. And it's so incredible, like this world was not born, or after the Big Bang, there was not set in stone that there's a protein called SERPINA5 and there's a molecule
dimethyltryptamine.
Yes, are called L-tryptophan.
Yeah.
That it wasn't after the Big Bang clear, okay, that's what it is. But we humans have discovered these molecules, these proteins and chemicals, and we gave them a name, and we know that this name stands for this specific protein or chemical, and the body understands it. The intelligence of the body understands it and can create that
specific protein.
Yes.
Yeah. But you also don't have to, you know, if you're not chemist and you want to have like a better quality of your breast, like of the milk for your baby, or if you want to have better thyroid hormones status or levels or whatever, you can just tune into having it well working. You don't have to know all those molecules and so on. It's just a game with this, I guess, that we don't need to. If you want to have a mystical experience, you can create that. You can visualize that you are in mystical experience and you are like your life is changed because of this mystical interaction with some different realities, and you don't have to create dimethyltryptamine because it's usually created from other drugs, but people were testing if it is possible to create without any drug, and it is possible. So your body will just create blend for you directly what you need, you know, what you wish for. You just instruct it and it will happen. Just test it at home and you will see, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible what we can do, how our body is actually miraculous machine, or machine, I can't even say machine. It's just amazing, beautiful intelligence, which we are thinking that it's dumb and it has to have vaccine to work properly and it can't protect itself, or it can't heal without interaction of other people, you know, and it can actually, and it's who we are, and that's what is going to be discovered more and more in the future. I believe that.
Yes.
I believe that it's going to be more and more unveiled for us because people were tricked into this, and we believe that, for example, my grandmother had to use insulin for diabetes, but what if somebody can heal it? What if somebody creates their own, you know?
Yes, and after those 3 testimonials of the 2 people that were regrowing a thyroid and the 1 woman that was regrowing her rectum, what else is possible? Will we be able to regrow limbs in the future?
And that lady didn't look like a billionaire. She didn't
Dr.
look.
Cho said if you would see her in a grocery store, you would walk right past her.
Yeah.
Because she looks just like a normal person.
She looks absolutely like a normal person, and that lady was over 70, definitely.
Yes.
So in her age, it's not an excuse for anybody else. It's just needing the correct signalizing and the decision, hey, I'm going to heal, I'm going to do it.
Going to change, yes.
And I have met enough people like this, and even though they didn't do Dr. Joe's meditation, they healed, you know. I have a friend who was with MS, and she had to use a wheelchair, and one day she just couldn't see. In the museum they were seeing something, everybody was seeing it, and she couldn't see it from a wheelchair, and she got so mad at it that she just started to like do things like exercise and visualize like she's running, and she all the time visualized she's running, and now she's running with her dogs, and it's already 10 or 15 years ago.
She also looks like absolutely normal person and healthy.
She is normal person.
Yes,
like not normal because she healed, of course.
She's super normal.
She's super normal.
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
So that's also something that I understood more after this retreat. Dr. Joe was still saying your body's always following your mind. And her friend was, for example, still tuning into that potential where she's healthy and she can walk and she's well. And she kept doing it. Her mind was still in that reality, in that future, until her body followed her there. So I never really understood it. I listened to him when Dr. Joe said it, but I never really understood it. And today we were, for example, walking towards the beach. We just moved to a different place in Playa del Carmen, a little bit away from the...
In Mexico?
Yeah, from the retreat venue. And we had the intention that we wanted to eat something and do these videos. And Petra was like looking around and seeing all those beautiful trees. Wow, it looks like an avatar. Have you seen this? Have you seen that? And I was just annoyed and fed up. And after a while she asked, where are you right now? And I told her, I am in the future where we will create the video. I'm not in the present moment. I don't care about these beautiful trees. I don't look at it. I'm not here. My consciousness is somewhere else, and my body wants to follow my mind. That's why my body's so restless and gets impatient and like, will we go now finally? Can we do it?
And it's never there. You're never there then.
You're never in the present moment.
Never.
Like you wake up in the morning, you have a thought of the shower, you go there. Then you have the thought of the coffee machine, you go there.
In the shower you already have a thought of how you are going to travel to work, which way to go, because it's going to be a traffic jam on this one, blah blah. So you're not even aware you're showering. And while you're driving to work, you are planning what you're going to say to your boss and your colleagues, and how are you going to make it work so you can have that one day off. So you're basically not in that car, and not behind the driving wheel, and then you can just go on, and we are just programmed to be always outside of the present moment.
Yes.
So you don't see the trees, you don't see what's the weather, you can't even say what was the weather when you were driving.
Yes,
you would have to really dig
you,
into memory.
Hey, don't you want to look at that beautiful tree? Let's take a photo. No, I don't want to. I want to go, the body gets impatient. The body wants to already go to that place where your mind is. The body always follows it. So when we start to invest in a future that we want to create, or a life that we want to live, our body will sooner or later just follow the mind. We just keep putting there our attention, we could just keep putting there our awareness in that reality, and the body will naturally follow the mind. And that's why when somebody wants to create a certain success or some synchronicity that they can buy a house for really good money, they put their awareness constantly in that future reality, and the body will just move there, and nothing will feel like hard work. They don't have to fill out hundreds of applications. They don't have to go to 10,000 car dealerships to get the right car. The body will just naturally be drawn to that reality, and it will not even feel like you're doing anything.
It's also really, really amazing to start to practice it. You don't have to start big, you can start small, because it's a matter of habit, and the better you will be, the more you will practice it, the better you will be at it, you know, and then you can live much better life, much more present, much more worthy, because then sometimes, you know, when you scroll through social media, it's an hour and you can't name what you watched. You can't have a feeling from what all of those 100 or 200 videos which you watched. You can't. You just are somehow inspired, then sad, then it's cute, they're doggies and there are babies and there's something like fights, and you know, it switches so quickly and the mind is recording it. But are we aware of it? Are we wanting to have so many switches? Are we not wanting to sustain certain emotion and just be in it as we decide to be in this one? You know, we don't want anybody else to decide what emotion we will feel, right? We want to feel it as we decide.
Yes.
And it's empowering.
And speaking of feeling emotions, every time we feel an emotion, the body creates chemical. And that's really important to know, because when we feel fear or we feel stress, the body creates these stressed and fearful chemicals, which are going to have an impact on the body, and the body is the greatest pharmacy in the world, and we have to look at what kind of chemicals we do want to have in our body. So it's really important that we are aware of our emotions and we choose elevated emotions.